What's up? It's your boy Eli. Here with a different topic today. This is for all my military men and women and my veteran men and women out there who have not taken advantage or who plan to take advantage of the VA offering free HRT as long as you are in a veteran status. So, Friday I took off work and went to the VA for my first endo appointment to get the military basically to pay for my HRT. So this is what happened. Drive over to Seattle. It's like an hour drive. Get there. Go to check in. Got some comments about how young I look. They said I looked like I was still in high school, too young to have served in the military. But mind you, everyone sitting around me has like Vietnam veteran hats on, so they don't see a lot of people, in their mid-20s coming in to get treatment. So the doctor that I was supposed to see had got called away. So I saw a different doctor and a fellow. And the fellow asked me a lot of questions pertaining to already being on testosterone because I told them I'm 3 months on. So she asked a lot of questions and basically got like all the info on where I had got my T in the beginning, my dose, changes I've noticed, if there were anything that I felt was kind of weird going on with my body, and told me that I had blood work done after the appointment with the doctor that was there, to just test my T levels and see where I'm at, and test my red blood cells, because when you're on HRT and you're taking testosterone, you're going to get an increase in red blood cells, which can be bad because if you have too many red blood cells in your body, they can't travel into your little capillaries in your fingertips, and you start to get basically like your fingertips don't get the blood supply that they need. So that can be bad, as well as your feet, and circulation problems are always bad. So anyway, so the doctor told me that there was an increased risk in me getting prostate cancer. And I was like, I don't have a prostate, so I don't think I have to worry about that. And he was like, wait, why don't you have a prostate? Then he was like, wait, oh my goodness, you're such a convincing young man that, oh, okay. He's like, the military is mostly men, so most of my patients that come in for HRT are here because they are going male to female. He's like, you're just a very convincing young man. I was confused. And it was kind of funny because, like, here where I live at, I'm always getting misgendered. Ma'am, miss, she, her, hers, blah, blah, blah. But I go to Seattle and all day, all I got was dudes, sir, him. So that was pretty great. But anyway, so the doctor said, like, since I know I've been doing testosterone for 3 months, I know how to give myself injections, that I don't have to come in to get the first injection taught by the nurse or any of that. They'll just mail my testosterone to me, and I should get in about a week. So I still have 2 months left on my original vial, which is great to have the T from the VA already going to be here, so I don't have to worry about some type of gap between shots because I have to wait for it to come. I have to go pick it up or something like that. So that's good to already have that coming to me. I'm excited about that. What else? They were ready to give me my first shot there that day because they thought I wasn't on testosterone. So they were ready to give me a shot that day and then have me go do blood work and start the baseline and everything like that. Which is actually pretty cool that they were willing to do it like that soon. I was like, wow, okay. I thought it would be more of a process because, you know, when you're in the military, it's always a process. But no, they were really great. I was pretty excited about it, and they said that they're open to talking about adjusting my T levels and like the amount I'm taking every. They do 2 weeks every 2 weeks, but I'm probably just gonna stick to every week and do it. Just cut the dose in half because I like doing it every week. And I might try every 2 weeks for about a month and see how that feels, and then go back if I don't like it. But I haven't decided yet. I still got 2 months to figure out what I'm gonna do. But yeah. So it was really easy. The appointment lasted about 30 minutes. The doctor just told me, pretty much all the stuff I knew about risks and stuff like that. And he just told me that, we'd be doing my blood work every 3 months to make sure that, I'm right on schedule with everything. And yeah, the guy was great guy. He knew what he was talking about. He used the correct gender pronouns the entire time. What else? He seemed to know quite a bit about like HRT in terms of transgender patients, because the VA started HRT for cisgender people, and then they opened it up to transgender people. And he seemed to know quite a bit about it, which was actually kind of comforting to know that your doctor kind of took the time to learn about transgender patients and what their needs are and what things to look for in them. So that was great to kind of have that feeling that he knew a little bit of something and I wasn't teaching him, because it's always kind of scary to go to a doctor and be teaching them, some shit about what they should already know. What else? And then after that, I went down to the lab and got my blood drawn. And then I just bounced out. It was pretty easy. The whole day took about an hour and a half. Yeah, probably roughly about an hour and a half to go through the whole process, like getting my blood pressure taken, which was really good. My blood pressure was good, and getting, my weight, my temperature, heartbeat, all that stuff. I'm up to 136. It's 11 pounds. I'm excited. It's like 11 or 12 pounds, which is great. What else? I'm trying to think. That's pretty much it. Okay, so now I'll tell you the process on how I got the VA to get me an endo appointment. Because I'm sure if you're just getting out of the military, or you're already out but didn't know the VA would pay for your HRT, you probably have some questions on how I went about doing it. So if you're in the military or already out, I say to make this process go by the fastest is to find a gender therapist and get a letter. So what I did was I spoke to a gender therapist. I told him, look, I don't have health insurance and I'm unemployed. This was at the time I was unemployed. So do you do sliding fee scale? And they were like, yeah, we have a sliding scale for our fees for people who can't afford it. So I did 2 appointments and then got a letter. So I had went and enrolled in the VA prior to that. So when I went to the doctor for my first, what do you call it, like incoming patient, new patient appointment, I told the doctor that I was transgender and that I wanted to start HRT through the VA because I heard they paid for it. So what she told me was she would send basically like an inquisition to the VA to find out what I needed to do in order to get the VA to start me on hormones, and then she would send me a letter, let me know. So she sent the request for information. The VA sent me, the Seattle VA sent me paperwork saying that basically I need to get a letter from a therapist, or I need to go to the VA therapist and have them do it. But that could be a minute. So I already had my letter. So the doctor basically told me, when you get your letter, just bring it in and we will fax it over. So when I got the letter, I brought it in. They faxed it to the Seattle VA. And then they were like, well, they'll be getting in contact with you, which they did. They sent me a letter saying that they had got my letter and an appointment. They called me for an appointment and asked me when I'd be available. So when the first appointment came around, I missed it due to some factors. And so I made another one, which was just this Friday, and March 7th. And so it was that easy. All you have to do is the fastest way would be to get a letter outside the VA, have your primary care physician put in a request for an appointment for HRT, stating, all the shit, you're trans, blah blah blah. Have them fax the letter to the endocrinology department at your VA hospital, and then they'll call you for an appointment. It's that easy. That's all I had to do. There weren't too many steps or hoops to jump through. I had enrolled in the VA probably about 2 or 3 weeks prior to my first primary care physician appointment. And so it happens pretty fast, actually. Just waiting for your endo appointment can be a little slow. So that's why I had decided to start testosterone on my own, out of pocket, through a clinic in Seattle, because I wanted to start like right away. And I was willing to spend the money in the beginning, like the initial, cost for my testosterone, cost for labs, cost for the appointment, and then get it for free for the rest of my life through the VA. I just wanted to start. I was impatient, and I didn't want to wait a couple months to, be on it. Because, yeah, my first injection was in December. So I didn't want to wait 3 months. They would have gave me my first shot on Friday at the VA. So I didn't want to wait 3 months, that's all. So, yeah. Well, at the time I was only waiting about a month, but I still wanted to start. So that's what I did, was I started testosterone independently outside the VA, which was not a problem with the VA either, because when I told them I was on testosterone, they just asked me, what clinic did you go to? What was your doctor's name? What's your dosage? How often are you doing it? How long have you been on it? Have you noticed any changes, any unusual things? Are there any concerns that you have since you started testosterone? So they just wanted to know as much about my 3 months on T as possible, so they could continue to offer me comprehensive care, which was, great, to have that, where they weren't kind of like, well, why did you do this? Da-da-da-da. They were just totally cool with it. So if you're out there and you want to start before you can get into VA, it's fine. They're not going to be all pissy about it. And then if you're still in the military and you want to start as soon as possible, I would get my letter while I'm in the military, and then as soon as I got out, get my primary care physician appointment, and then go. The best part about it is because the VA runs kind of like the military, where you have to do requests and special forms to get everything done. They do all the legwork for you. All you have to do is take your letter to them, and then pretty much they do everything from there on out. And then they're mailing me my testosterone, so I don't even have to go to the pharmacy and pick it up. It's pretty smooth, and yeah, it's pretty smooth. So, excuse me. Hopefully, this was helpful to you guys. If you are, in a military status, active, or you're a vet, or whatever, you have questions that I didn't address here in this video, hit me up. I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions, because it wasn't until someone told me prior to my getting out of the service that the VA covers your HRT 100%, like needles and everything, then I wouldn't have known, and I wouldn't have known to ask either, But they give you the needles, they give you the syringes, the tea, and I'm not paying for it. And because I'm a disabled vet, I'm getting it for free for the rest of my life, basically. So, you can't beat that at all. You can't. And if you served your country and had to hide who you were, and had to lie about who you were to serve, and had to put your life on the line and all that, free HRT should be, to me, is reward enough. I would love them to cover surgeries and stuff, but maybe that'll happen down the line. But right now, free HRT it's great. You can definitely get that without having to fight for it. and without having to pay out of pocket. Because, I mean, if you think about it, a 5-month supply through Stroheckers, which is the cheapest place I could find, was like $57. Once you add the shipping and everything in, it was like 57 or 59. I can't remember, but you know, that's money that you could be saving every. That's like a tank of gas, you know. And if you're a vet or gonna be a vet, you should definitely take advantage of this. So please contact me if you have any questions or you just want to talk about, coping while still in the military, knowing you're trans and all that shit. All the ways you can contact me are in my description. Hit me up. I hope this was informative to all of my active and veteran trans men, trans women. I hope that you guys could get some information out of this. And like I said, if you have any questions, hit me up. Thank you for your service, and I know where you've been, so yeah, thank you. Much love.